Good morning, all. All right. First presentation of the day. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. Hey, once again, Dave Mitchell from IBM Cloud, Sam Fischer from Veeam.
Hopefully you can hear me.
Yeah. Hey, so today we're going to be talking about ransomware protection, cyber recovery, cyber resiliency with IBM Cloud. It's obviously it's on everybody's mind out there. Lots of people talking about it. We have solutions for you around us. So we're going to get right to it, guys. First of all, everybody has seen all the data, seen lots of the research around it. We, Veeam, have done our extensive research on this, and as you can tell, the numbers kind of speak for themselves. Every organization out there has some type of availability gap, and of those organizations, they're constantly at risk around ransomware, and of course, they're losing their data out there. So,
and the numbers aren't going down, are they?
No, they're not, Dave. And
are you sure?
It's big, and it's real, and it's bad. Absolutely. So this is a piece of the research we talked about. As you can see, cybersecurity and cybersecurity event is one of the top aspects that people are dealing with. You know, there used to be, tornadoes and hurricanes and fires and all the other pieces of it, but now it's really the cybersecurity attacks that people are addressing from disaster recovery out there, and this is what we're going to talk about today. So once again, the numbers kind of speak for themselves, but the real thing is being prepared. Prevention. Being prepared is the best form of prevention out there, and making sure that you have your data backed up and ready for that the disaster recovery attack. Now with Veeam, we always look at it and say, backing up your data is the last line of defense out there. So having that backup of all your data allows you to be able to go out there and know that you're protected. And that really starts with that trusted immutability, having that immutability storage out there to be able to make sure that you have that air gap. Also, to verify that you have true backups of that data, you have that confidence and it's all verified. We will talk in a minute about the 3-2-1-1 rule with Veeam, and then also instant recovery for that data protection. Secure restore and then DR orchestration is a key part of your cybersecurity. Now to the 3-2-1-1-0 rule, the zip code if you will, 3 copies of your data on 2 different media, and one of those needs to be off-site. I think you've all heard that. But the other piece of it is, one of those needs to be immutable, air-gapped, if you will, and then also making sure that it has 0 errors. So that 3-2-1-1-0 rule to be able to help protect your data on this. So with that, Dave, let me turn it over to you and talk about the IBM Cloud.
Cool, thank you, Sam. So he talked about the 3-2-1 rule and the second tier, right, or the third tier in some cases. One of the things that, when we're looking at the architecture, I'm just going to take you through it a little bit. And, this is your production environment. And as you can see, you're running your vSpheres, you're running all your VMware applications. You're also in your production environment. You've got your Veeam backup and replication. You've got your Veeam proxy service, all of the nice Veeam stuff that we love. And then you've got your performance tier. Again, this is in your production environment. And Veeam supports all these different types of storage environments, whether it's a direct attached, network attached, hardened repository. And what IBM is doing is we're working with Veeam to engineer this third capacity tier. And with that third capacity tier, you get this isolated recovery environment, and you get an object store capability that's in our cloud using the best of breed IBM Cloud security. So we're pretty much known for our financial applications and financial security and storage. So what we're trying to do is bring that kind of knowledge down and provide it for Veeam customers who really need to have that extra tier protection. And if I go the right way, is it this way? That way. So what we're actually announcing, and it's available today, is this IBM Cloud Isolated Recovery Environment, right? And this basically shows your production environment over here. And by the way, in production, we're also talking about disaster or DR. And let me ask a question here. What is DR good for? What does disaster recovery help prevent, recover for? What is it? Anybody? Disaster, right, it's in the name. So the thing about the disaster recovery is it's an infrastructure recovery environment, right? To protect against disasters. What we're doing in the cyber recovery space is protecting the critical data, your mission critical data, your IP, the business critical data that if it ever gets out there, or if it ever gets attacked by a ransomware, or during digital transformation, something messes up, you still got the recovery capability to deploy the data in a clean room, run your scans on it, determine best and last known good, and then put it back into production as you need it. Other way, I'll never get this right. So, again, to sum it up, this is a third tier. It plays in with all the options that Veeam has today. So today you already got Veeam, you're already able to plug right into this solution. If not, we can provide a package that's already automated and to provide the Veeam licensing on-premise or in our IBM Cloud as well. One of the things that is critical in a cyber recovery solution is the immutability. You want to be able to write it in a way that nobody can overwrite it. So once you get the data in a secure environment and you've run your scan on it, or you've run scans on it before you put it up in that environment, you know it's the last known good. And that's when you want to lock it down. And by locking it down in this airtight object store, you're actually preventing it from being in production, which is a good thing. You've got a separate set of admin credentials that are managing this recovery environment. They're actually taking this in an air-gapped off production environment and protecting that critical data. Keep in mind that the data is not the entire database and all that information that comes with, in a production environment. It could be other things like identity data. It could be, BIOS, any of the security information, network data, critical data that keeps your business running. And that's a key point. This way, right?
Yep.
Sovereign. Let's look at, so what are some of the results? Well, one of the things about IBM is we have data centers throughout the world. So from a sovereign capability, you can use this tier to support not only critical data and protect your critical data, but also solve your sovereign and digital sovereignty and retention compliance solutions. And as I mentioned, you can get it today. We have right now a link where you can actually go and get the full information to download, and you can set it all up yourself. If you're a service provider or an MSP, you can work with us to kind of do this for your customers. If you're a customer that has some expertise in security, you can then set this up right now today. We have a manual version that allows you to go in, look at the recipe, look at how it's all set up, look how the licenses are deployed. It sets up the immutable Linux repository on our IBM tier, so that's your third tier. It sets it all up for you, full instructions, and it's not an added price, by the way. It's something that we include on top of our already IBM Cloud tiering system. So all you have to do is set up an IBM Cloud account, set up your storage, and then begin to install and load this. So what you're getting now is our leadership, our security leadership, which we're now bringing down into the cloud. You're getting an immutable multi-layered security environment. You're getting ransomware protection and protection against some of the modern threats. And you get this optional sandbox where you can open it up, deploy the data, determine last known good, run your scans, and then determine, lock it down and know that data is there and that you're protected. Sam, you want to?
Yeah, absolutely, Dave. And you made the key point of this is available today, leveraging all the Veeam technology.
That's right. You
that's
just
in
go to
IBM.
this link right here, and you can come up. You want to take a shot? I'll give you a copy of the data and be happy to send it to you.
Yeah, so it's there, ready for you to use today. Tap into this to protect your data. So these are some resources for you to leverage, be able to hit all these links here to be able to look at all this information. You may have some questions. This will provide a lot of the answers, as well as speak with a lot of the solution architects that are here at the session today as well. So we appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Looking forward to working with you. Thank you.